Super nervous. I mean, that's Montana. That's like the bumper sticker to Wyoming, isn't it? Yeah. Welcome to Wyoming. Never mind. I figured there wouldn't be anybody here from Wyoming, so I wouldn't joke with saying. Back to what to do when the psychotic swings the sword at you. Because this doesn't work. This doesn't work. And after the first few Darwin Award winners were weeded out of the gene pool, the samurai learned this amazing concept that I'm going to share with you today. If someone takes a 3-foot sharpened razor blade and swings it violently at your head, the best thing you can do is move! Well, I didn't say it was rocket science. But the attack comes in, out of the way! Out of the way! Out of the way! And as long as your body does not occupy the side of that, stop it!
Get back here! Sign up for this!
This was not my marriage vow. I remember love. I remember honor. I remember obey. Boy, was that a big word. I remember obey. I don't remember signing up for abuse.
Why? Will you come back and do this if you get to play with your sword?
Absolutely. That's not what she meant. Hopefully. I mean, in front of all these people, there are school kids here that I teach in school. Or maybe until this show. Right? So, samurai move, they get out of the way, which brings us to the next level in training. Both morons have swords. I mean, both warriors are morons. Because if you watch sword combat, you're going to see a couple different styles, a couple different schools of thought on combat. This is our personal favorite. You don't look impressed. You know why? You shouldn't be impressed. You look like 2 3-year-olds with sticks. And that's where our show started. We should have progressed beyond that part. No one's going to cheer if you watch this because we're not really trying to hit each other. If we miss, it doesn't matter. And that's not how combat works. Gentlemen? Oh yeah, I've been married for 9 years. I know all about it. I mean, don't get me in trouble, please. When she gets angry enough to swing at you, and it will happen, she's not going to swing here or over here. It's coming right down Broadway. And on a non-blonde, that's a lethal injury. I mean, real sword combat. People are really aiming at each other. And I have news to share with you on this score, because I do know what combat's about, having been married to somebody who's angry enough to try to hit me right. I've discovered this amazing principle. I think I taught it in our sword class earlier. I want you to watch. Dangerous psychotic blonde with a sword. I have my own sword. She's going to swing at my head. Watch what happens. Ah! You see this? I call it blocking. I highly recommend blocking. The way it works is they swing the sword at your head. You put your sword in the space between their sword and your face. It doesn't work as well from behind.
Unless we're attacking from behind. Sweetheart, there's a problem though.
There is no problem.
No,
that was
there's
cool.
a big problem.
Look, if they weren't all on your side, they would have cheered when I did that block. It was really cool.
You're forgetting something.
Oh yeah, I should have rolled up my sleeves so they could see my arms. Wow! You do understand you're not supposed to laugh at that. Right? You're supposed to laugh at me, not go, woo, take it off! That's what
You know, there's a saying. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words.
It is on the internet.
And these guys are all so excited to talk too much. Yep. Yeah. Okay, you ready? Do your cool move again.
Okay.
Ready? Yeah. Wow! All right.
one of three reasons, okay? Reason number one why a samurai would find himself on the battlefield without a sword, he's an idiot! And he dropped it! We fired that guy. Reason number two why a samurai would not have a sword, crappy sword and it broke. We don't buy swords from that guy. The Japanese longsword, the katana, was arguably the finest weapon ever crafted. It was designed to go entirely through human bodies, through armor, through bones, through horses, through... Well, maybe not horses. But they weren't supposed to break on the battlefield. That leaves us with reason number three. Why a samurai would find himself without a sword, and our personal favorite, I left my sword in that guy. You keep pointing at people in the crowd. Last time that guy wet his pants. And it was indoors on a chair that I had to sit in a closing ceremony. So, you know, I don't get this kind of love when we're on the road. It's like you guys all had me in school, didn't you? Anyway, samurai, 16th century, battlefield, not PlayStation or Wii. You can't go, push the pause button, cycle through your weapons, pick up another one. The samurai had to keep fighting. So what they did is they carried a backup weapon called a tanto. No relation to the Lone Ranger. You ask that every show. So the samurai carried a tanto. This was a dagger, sharp on one side, not sharp on the other, and they wore it in their sash so that if they lost their sword, they had a backup weapon. So I'm going to show you how the tanto was used. And I know, you're looking at me funny going, he's holding the knife upside down, what an idiot! You may be right. I may be an idiot, but not because of the way I'm holding the knife. The samurai carried the knife, they drew it out edge up for short combat sequences, and if they were going to use the knife in a longer, more protracted battle, they did this amazing move. 22 years in the martial arts industry, I want you to watch this. Ready? Watch my thumb. You know the worst part? 22 years of training, and instead of showing you really complicated stuff, I do that and you guys cheer. If the fight was going to go on longer, they would rotate the knife so they could use it like this. It was used to edge up in a hurry for a very good reason. Knife is sharp on this side, not on this side. Samurai wore it in the front of their sash like this. If they had to use the knife, it had to be drawn out in a hurry. Wah! Use it. Kill them. Move on. If you take a sharp piece of metal, gentlemen, and put it edge down in the front of your pants, and you're only going to use this in a hurry and yank that knife out, that may lead to problems no little purple pill or blue pill or whatever that is going to help you with. Okay? It does help with the whole natural selection process. So if you want to carry a knife that way, go right ahead. But the samurai wore it edge up, and then the goal was just like swordsmanship. You end the fight as quickly as possible. So when a bad guy attacks, you put the knife somewhere vulnerable and end the fight. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you're attacked by a psychotic, knife-wielding person with or without a hockey mask, what? Attack comes in, under the arm, into the rib cage, lungs, hard to have one. I made that up. So, the knife goes where it does the most damage the fastest. Alright, look, if you're going to pout about it, do you want to try one? Alright, look. Let me explain this. I'll use small words. You have to put the knife somewhere that causes the most pain the fastest, okay? Something about this bothers me. Alright, so, you ready? Here it goes. I know!
You get a picture of that?
Family marital counseling with Samurai Dan.
Alright, fine. How about we do Psycho then?
Really? Psycho? Reverse script the whole... Alright, great. You can be Anthony Perkins, and that makes me the hot naked chick in the shower. There's something wrong with this picture. Okay, so fine. Creepy guy attacks you with a knife. If my wife had a heart, that would hurt. Alright, fine, we'll trade. It wasn't. It's not a dumb blonde joke. It's not a heartless blonde joke. It's a Wizard of Oz joke. Remember the Tin Man? The Tin Man. He didn't have a heart, but he had the tin suit and he had the really shiny axe. You're the Tin Man.